One of my more toxic traits is lack of impulse control. For those who are unfamiliar with me, I'm professionally diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder and antisocial personality disorder. One of the hardest symptoms for me to manage in terms of my antisocial personality disorder is impulse control. Most people, before they do something, they think things through and evaluate whether or not that would be a good decision. My brain skips that part. I've had to work endlessly to try to make it experience that part, but it's very, very hard because it goes from 0 to 100 very fast. If I get an urge to do something, it's very hard for me to not immediately do it. It's hard for me to stop and think before I act. There are particularly certain groups of people where it's very difficult for me to control my hostility around. Sometimes it's insanely difficult for me not to be aggressive and hostile to certain people. Aggression combined with impulsivity is actually a large part of why so many sociopaths or people with ASPD end up in prison or jail. I'm on medication to help with my impulse control, and it's still an issue. My temper can be very bad. I can go from 0 to 100. There are certain things that trigger my ASPD, and it is like full force. The ASPD takes over, and I feel like I'm just like watching as I'm like impulsively doing shit. This has been something that is very difficult for me to work on. It's not just as easy as think before you act. My brain and the brain of people with ASPD doesn't work the same way. We have to put immense effort into doing that because our brains have learned to just automatically bypass that step, probably as some type of survival mechanism from traumatic childhood. But oh my god, the symptom is so hard for me to deal with sometimes.